Well, I am excited. Oh, I'm not unmuted. I am excited. We've got something great happening in the month coming up for commission outreach. We've got a lot of big things happening. We met with our executive board. We met officially for business wise after a kind of a summer break for vacations, regrouping, and we've had a lot going on individually where we were celebrating each other. We were coming together for dinner. It's always good to meet for business wise. With being a nonprofit, even though we do ministry, there are some things financially planning organizationally that we have to come together for. I'm excited. We had a wonderful meeting Monday night. I keep thinking it's Tuesday. My days are mixed up. Sometimes when you're busy, 7 days a week, your days begin to kind of just blur together. And we had a wonderful word, a spiritual impartation from our spiritual advisor, Pastor Mackey. But I'm coming to speak specifically about what we are planning and at the computer to make sure that I stay within the confines of what we got going on coming up in November. Um, Specifically looking at what we will be doing on November 14th will be our Thanksgiving festival. So if you've been tracking with us, we've done ministry so far in Irmo. We've done it in downtown Columbia. And now God is leading us to go across the bridge, literally right where we're from, about 15 minutes, if that, down the road to West Columbia. Even though it is close, it is still considered a different city and a different county. So it's Lexington County. And so we're reaching a different community as well, and reaching people that need to see the love of God. I believe every community does. So that's why we, as God directs us and lead us, that's where we'll be. So we are amped up and ready for what God is getting ready to do. So November 14th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. will be our Thanksgiving festival. What we do during our Thanksgiving festival, we are going to have full course meals. Um, we're going to feed you. We're going to feed you ham, turkey, or chicken. You choose one. You're going to have mac and cheese, greens, mashed potatoes. You're going to have dessert. You're going to have drinks. Whatever you want, um, you're going to be able to, like a restaurant, sit down and request what you want. So we begin at 11 a.m. We're going to be located at 1701 12th Street in Casey, South Carolina. Area code is 29033. So we're going to have free Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to have, right now, we are in the process of connecting with other businesses and restaurants and nonprofits to cater a dish. To provide so that we make sure that we have enough. We are expecting about 300 plus people to be blessed on that day. We're going to give you free groceries. We're going to have family fun. We're going to have some games and things going on while you're there to enjoy the time that we have. We're going to have giveaways, community resources. So we're going to have so much that is going to be available for you on that day. And I'm excited. So far we are, I always like to say we are in the Genesis, but we're probably kind of Genesis coming through Exodus, coming into what we are getting ready because we have about 3 months, October, September, October, December, 3 months before the event happens, which we have well enough time to prepare for that. So we are excited. So far, we are just sitting down, getting the logistical things, getting our guest team together, getting our kitchen team together, our servers, our waitresses and waiters, our engagement team, our activities and family engagement. We have a photographer that's going to be there, and then we have a VIP team. So we have so many different facets. We're a multifaceted organization by which when we do events, there are many things that are going on. So we're excited. Our biggest thing is we want to get this out. Registration is going to happen today, start today. I'm going to say it again. Registration starts today today. Is going to be going live. Today. I'm going to say it like this: it goes live at 9 o'clock today. I was trying to look at a time today at 9 o'clock. You can start registering for our summer festival. I know we had two different registration groups. We had Facebook and a Google form last time. Facebook did not communicate as easily as we thought it was. It was not putting the questions that we want. We had two different Facebooks. Some of them got people numbers, some of them didn't. Some people were doing the Google form and the Facebook form. We're doing everything through the Google form. And I know some people say, oh man, what? I got to type my email. Yes, you're going to have to do that. That helps us know who you are. Because if there are, my name is Brandon McLean, but I may misspell my name. Um, and then there might be another person with the same name. You never know. And then, or you may misspell your name and do it again. And then now we're trying to figure out how is the same person, same number, all that data help us. As well as if you've made any errors, we're going to email you immediately. So you're like, hey, update this rather than doing the form twice. As well as because some people were doing that. And as well, we need your first and last name. Peter does not work because when it comes time to win prizes, you're going to want to make sure that you put a legit name. If it's Peter, I know your name, first name is not Peter, and your last name is Peter. We're going to continue going on. Things such as that. We're not going to. Your first name is not SX, and your last name is RK. I don't know who that is. SXRK. That's not a legit name. You're just putting letters in there in the alphabet. So we just want to keep up with that as well, and also with that keeps up with our guest team, where we can connect and keep up with you and give you updates. Because if anything changes, venue, which we're not planning on at time, anything like that, parking, you need to know updates. It is good to know. So that's why we do that. So registration will start today at 9 o'clock, and we are going to go ahead and get that started. So what we're going to do is everyone that was at our Summerfest, you're going to go ahead and get a news blast, a text message, an email saying, hey, Thanksgiving Fest is on the way. We are registering. Registration is open. We want to know who's coming. We want to be able to prepare for you. And that's the biggest thing. We are bringing commission outreach to West Columbia. I really want to say what else we got going on, but I'm going to be obedient to what I had put in plan. I'm not going to announce everything that we've got going on. I'm going to express it out. So we got so much going on. Even tomorrow, we have our VP and senior advisor going to talk about foundations part 4, just to kind of talk about themselves to encourage you all and for you all to learn more about commission outreach. But not only that, um, we will also continue on Friday night. Our VP, she is going to lead in talking about what is going on in December. So we've got a lot. We've got one big event going on in November, and we've got two big things going on in December to close out the year. We have so much. And I also want to say this. Next month on the 25th is our 1-year anniversary for commission outreach. And I'm so excited that with everything that we have planned and that is getting ready to happen. We are right now currently in discussion, communication of some level with over 35 different businesses, organizations, nonprofits about Thanksgiving Festival. That is a lot. And sometimes all of it pans through. Sometimes those doors close. Sometimes those doors into other doors. And sometimes those doors sit down to a table for discussion. And however those happen, sometimes with some businesses, it might not be this, might not be the season. The next time may be. But whatever it is, that is always good because that helps with marketing and publicity. So be ready to see more news. I'm going to switch my conversation. I want everyone to be there. But if you are a business owner, if you are a restaurant owner, if you are an organization owner, if you are a church, a pastor, worship leader, however, outreach director, outreach coordinator, principal, teacher, however, and if you want to sow into this, to connect with us, please let us know. I'm going to let you know now. The best way to connect to us, go to our website. Connect. I don't know the number right off my head. Let me pull it up. But email us. I'm going to say this because I got the email pulled up. Email us at commission at symbol commission/connect.com. Commission at symbol commission dash minus symbol, excuse me, connect.com. So commission@commission-connect.com. Or you can just message us on Facebook and DM us on Instagram. We'll get back to you. Either or you can text our phone lines as well. I don't have that right off the top of my head, but I'll make sure to get that. I can pull it up while we're talking. So yes, we're doing that. So we want to make sure that we expand. However, that is our donors. If you are a business owner and you want to sow into this, what we do is we're going to publicize your business. That is one thing I believe in doing. And when someone sows into the vision of God, I want to be a blessing to you. If I can support your business in any way, let us know. That's something that we did the last time. We sponsored, and whoever sponsored at our Summerfest, we publicized them on social media. Not everybody, because you got to get me those pictures back. You got to give me your headshots, your logo. However, so that way I can publicize what you're doing, because I love when organizations sow back, when businesses sow back into the community by which they profit from. Let's be honest. I mean, it's a difference when those restaurants or businesses in that area sow back into the community. That keeps them in business, and that keeps us strong as a community. That we just don't want to profit from the dollar, but we want to give back. And that's the biggest thing with commission outreach. We're not here looking for the dollar, we're looking to give back, so that you may continue to thrive, not only just financially, but spiritually, in your families, in all the facets of life. So I'm excited. So make sure to email us at commission at commission connect.com. Make sure you reach us there. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email us at any time. Whether me or myself or one of my team members will be able to connect with you. Then we also have, here we go. I got it. I found it. I know I was going to find it. I always keep it. And if you're on YouTube, I'm getting ready to type it in for you. Call us at 803-563-8432. May I clarify that? Text us at 803-563-8432. We are not on the capability yet to have a constant person on the phone lines. So I just prayerfully that you will text that number. That number is for engagement for events and things like that. If there's something urgent that you need, as in groceries and things like that, let me please, I have to clarify that as well. That is, we are for events. We're not on that magnitude yet to be doing much outside of those confines as of yet, and have that ability to pay electric bills and mortgages and rents and things such as that. So that's the big thing as well. So I'm going to also type in here commissioned at commissioned connect.com. And this email here is all of our connections. Everything will come through there and funnel through there. So we're excited. We have an inside venue. We're going to have a kitchen. So we're going to feed you as if it's a restaurant. We're going to have a window. You see the food prepared for you. We're going to have gloves and things such as that. We're going to have the table set up. We're going to have elegant tables. If you were at our Thanksgiving festival last year, we didn't have, no disrespect, if that's how you do your stuff, but that's not how we do it at Commission. We don't just have white tables out there for you to sit, with no tablecloths. We're going to make sure that we have the best for you, because you are God's child, and we believe in honoring all of God's children. No matter where you're from, we believe in honoring you. So I'm excited. I believe I've been on here probably a little bit more than 15 minutes now, because I know we kind of had a minute of me trying to get things together, but I'm excited for what God is getting ready to do through commission outreach for our November outreach called our Thanksgiving Festival. We will do this every year. Hear me clearly. We will do this every year. This is something that is heavy on my heart. Thanksgiving Festival is not about Thanksgiving. It is the holiday. It is about the holiday, but it's really about family. For those who may not have family, those holiday seasons where you may say, "Oh, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't do this and that." But there is a foundation of family in everything that we do. And for some, they may not have that foundation. They may not have that connection due to distance, due to life circumstances that come that we cannot control, and some that we can control. And it may be hard, and that spirit of loneliness is able to creep up on many. And what I want to do is always house a space to make those who may say, "Hey, I don't have anybody to talk to, I don't know what's going on." We want to have a conversation with you. For those who feel like they've been forsaken, we want to remind that God said, "I'll never leave you nor forsake you." If you just want to get out of the house and have a conversation, we want to be there. Maybe you don't have that type of food that you're going to be able to do for Thanksgiving because of certain circumstances. We want you to join us for Thanksgiving Festival. We want to bless you. And I think we have to understand that and look from the lens by which I look. Not everybody is awarded or afforded to have the thing I have, or awarded or afforded to have the abilities that I have, to be able to wake up at 1 or 2 in the morning, and because I didn't want to eat dinner, I have a plethora of snacks that I can eat. Not everybody has the ability to go out into the garage and have a deep freezer full of stuff. Not everybody has that that ability to say, hey, I'm going to have turkey, ham, mac and cheese, collard greens, green beans, stuffing, cranberry sauce, sweet potato pie, red velvet cake, pound cake. I'm just talking about how my family do it. We have a plethora of food and chicken and fried and baked chicken, ribs, fish. I mean, according on your family context, you may walk into a Thanksgiving house, a festival, a feast at the table of things that we can consume. And I want to bring that. And Thanksgiving festival is basically me saying, let me bring my house to you, that you can sit down and be at the table, and sit here and see how it is to be at the McLean's and the Myers family Thanksgiving. And I believe it is sometimes it is the simplest things. Our purpose, our mission is to know God and make Jesus known, but our purpose is that we want to meet practical needs for those in the community while pointing to Jesus Christ. That many times those conversations, those connections happen when we can sit down and have food. Many times people will see me out all through my life, from high school on now. People say, "Oh, that person, wow, this and that," and I didn't know that you knew that person. They said, "How did you know this person?" I said, "Well, it started from a conversation. It started at a conversation at practice. Started from a conversation at the lunchroom. Started up in the break room, in the cafeteria." I'm talking about all through my life. You get those connections because of a conversation. And I can many times I tell stories about when I was in school and people would mistreat me, and somebody that I met years ago, and we were still went to high school. They'd be like, "Man, you can't do that to Brandon because X, Y, Z," because we had that connection. We may not have been close friends or somebody I talked to consistently, but when life gets hard, I had somebody to stand with. And that's what I want to do for Thanksgiving Festival, to let you know that you don't have to stand alone. And we've got some exciting things even after that that are happening, that I want people to stay connected. And I believe that commission outreach can be a pillar of hope within hope that we plan. I want y'all to understand this. For 2 hours, my team sat there and I walked through everything. And I know I did a lot of talking Monday, but we walked through from June 13th to November 14th to what we're doing in December and to next year. I mean, we walked through that because we want to be a blessing to you. And I would be ignorant for me to say that I do this by myself, but I also honor and I bless my team. I do this every time I talk. Our VP, Santasia Myers, our senior advisor, Yolanda Harris, our treasurer, Jennifer Postel, our spiritual advisor, Pastor Mackey. I honor and I bless them because they take time out of their schedules after working all day, after being busy all day, after traveling all day, after doing whatever they have to do all day, weekends, weekdays. They travel, they come far and near, to sow because they want to see the community blessed. And that's what we're all about. We want to, I say this, I don't want to just see the people of South Carolina survive. I want to see them thrive. And right now, God has us placed in South Carolina. I tell you, we are going to do big things. I'm going to let Santasia talk about that Friday. But this is just the beginning. And once we've done with South Carolina, we're going to keep doing South Carolina. And then we're going to hit North Carolina. Then we're going to hit Atlanta. Then I'm believing it, we're going to hit Florida. We're going to continue to expand. But before we go anywhere else, I believe that doing as Jesus said in the book of Acts, that we start where we are. We start in Jerusalem, and then we'll go to Judea, then we'll go to Samaria, then to the uttermost parts of the earth. But for me right now, I am invested. I am praying. I am fully loaded, as they say, into Jerusalem, which would be for me South Carolina, because I am a native of South Carolina. I am from Columbia, South Carolina. I've lived in Columbia. I've lived in West Columbia. I've lived in the Northeast Columbia area. I've lived in the Southeast. So for me, some of these areas mean very much to me. Coming back to West Columbia, it means something much different for me that I don't even want to have to go biblically into. But sometimes you leave a place and that God comes back, sends you back to a place like Moses. You leave a place and you come back to a place to minister, to be a blessing to the very thing that you once left. And sometimes it doesn't have to always be negative, like, oh gosh, you had to run because of this, because Moses and stuff like that. But sometimes God calls you back to a place that you once left, that you once thought that was over, and God says, hey, there's still more work to do. And sometimes we act like David, how do I move forward? God says that you must have the spirit of God to overtake, to pursue, and to be all that I want you to be. That's what God says. So that's a beautiful thing. But I'm believing that is going to be awesome. I know some of you can probably fast forward the video to get to what you want because I was on mute and stuff like that. I understand that. But if you're at the end of this video, and I want you to understand this, I am excited. about Thanksgiving Festival. I'm truly excited. Can I really be honest with you? I'm excited for the last 2 months of the year. It's going to be a monumental time. So what I'm trying to do now is enjoy August and September, because once we get to like October, I'm gonna be honest. Once we get to like October 31st, it's like I already know what's on my calendar. I already know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to be, vacations, things like that. I'm excited, but I don't want to be so focused on what's ahead and not enjoy the moment. So I'm enjoying all the emails that we're sending, all the phone calls, the text messages. It's awesome, and God is blessing. And what means so much is to me, and when others, my leaders, those that I have looked up, that I've known for over 20 plus years, will sow into what we're doing. Even today, when I was looking through some things that people donated and sold, it was encouraging to see that we did not stand alone. Can I say this? I want to be honest, because many times people look at this and they look at what we're doing and they say, and I'm going to say this, oh, this is like a business. People donating this. No, this is not a business. We don't pay ourselves. We don't do that. We don't get a check. We operated it off the blessings of other people. We had over everything total almost $2,000 worth of donations to help us, whether from food and things like that. Was a blessing. And majority of that, I'm going to be very honest, came from our executive board, came from our executive team. And I'm so thankful. About $1,000 worth of donations came from our executive board. Now, when I say donations, some people brought food and things like that that help contribute, because not everything we need is money. Sometimes it is a blessing for you to bring what we need. Amen. Definitely when you're doing groceries and food like that. But today, when I sat down and I looked at everything, it was, well, I'm gonna be very honest, it was over $1,000. That was donated, that was sown into that. And for that, I also say, my executive board, thank you, because God gave me the vision. Listen to that. God gave me the vision. They are partnering me with that vision, upholding me in that vision. As I was just listening to the song, it says, uphold his hand while I can. They're helping me stand in what God needs me to be in. And I appreciate that as well. And looking at the day was very humbling to realize, because sometimes I move fast and I don't see everything, and to sit down and look back now months later, be like, man, wow, we did great work. And then to see how much we spent, um that is awesome. So, bringing in almost $3,000 worth of donations, and then you spending, we literally probably only had like $100 left after everything. That was awesome, and that was our goal. That was our goal. We reached our goal, and our expenses were high. But listen to this: I don't worry about the money. I don't worry about the expenses, because God always blesses it. Whether I got encouraged from a pastor today, saying that someone sows into his ministry that they don't even know. And that's the beautiful thing. When people sow that you don't even know, that means they really believe that someone, if not anybody, somebody believes in what you're doing. And I believe that's awesome, because when I look at that, because I'm a numbers guy, I look at the expenses, I look at that, I'm looking at even next year, with our church, what can we cut out next year? But also do next year without raising our costs. Because if we can do more without spending more, that's an awesome. More bounce houses for less money. That's what I'm thinking about. More food for less money. And we had a dessert truck there. We had so much to go on, and I believe, and I always tell them, this is a ministry for us, but there is a business side. There is a business language to the ministry of God, because you have to pay for things. Everything is not free. Not everyone gives everything for free, and I'm appreciative of all of our donors and everything like that. I highly esteem you in my prayers for your donations. But I'm so thankful for what God is doing. And I'm believing even now with our budget for Thanksgiving Festival, we're going to exceed it. And I believe even what we're going to do, even in the future beyond that, we're going to exceed it. Because God said, I shall, Philippians 4:19, my God shall supply all of my needs. That was a scripture that you couldn't stop me from saying when I was growing up. I didn't know a thing about bills. I didn't know a thing about a car note. I didn't know a thing about taxes. I didn't know a thing about medicine. But I believe it, that my God shall supply all of my needs. My God shall supply my personal needs. And I believe my God shall supply every need that we have for commission outreach, so that we can meet somebody else's need. And I'm excited. Come see us on November 14th. If you want to find out where I'm at, I'm going to be everywhere probably on November 14th. I work best when I'm moving. I don't like to sit stationary. I like to move. I like to be busy. But I'm going to slow down this time, because people said I was just walking back and forth. I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to sit down and have some great conversation with some people and get to know people. Man, we've got an awesome thing happening. We're going to have the gospel message given, because we always want to let everybody know that my Lord, my Savior lives. For there's one Lord, one Savior, and one baptism, and that is in Jesus Christ. I love y'all. If you got any questions, once again, make sure to text us at 803-563-8432 through 8432, 803-563-8432, or email us at commission-connect.com, or just message us via Instagram or Facebook. I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. God bless.